Hey, what's going on, guys? It's an exciting day here today because the new Machinen Krieger kit from Hasegawa has arrived. This is a variation of the Grosser Hund, and this is the Dachshund. It's a 120 scale kit here in the Hasegawa Machinen Krieger line, and it's a really cool design. I really like this version of it. I believe this is the first time that it's been made in plastic model kit form. If I am correct, I believe the Dachshund variation was something that was just like a resin parts set that you could get for the Grosser Hund before, and I think this is the first time that it's been made in plastic, but if I'm wrong about that, someone let me know. So either way, it's cool to have it here as a brand new kit. Beautiful box art on there as usual, and this one's going to be really fun to work on, so I'm really looking forward to it. There's a lot of really cool stuff here to take a look around on the outside of the box and inside the box, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Starting off up here at the top, you can see that this is the Dachshund, but there's 2 types and 4 decorations, so I think that means that there's 2 different variations of the Dachshund that you can make. I don't know really what's different about them, but we'll find out once we get the box open and everything. 4 decorations, I believe that means that there's 4 different types of decal schemes that you can use for this. So like there's the 19 or the 10, for example, and they have the different stripe color there on the front of the snoot. So I guess there's some different variations that you can make of that if you're going for like the official variations, of course. Down here at the bottom, just 120 scale. You got the artwork here, just a beautiful artwork. I shouldn't skim past that. This beautiful artwork here. From Koyokama Sensei himself. It looks amazing. The color, the camo pattern on there on these looks really nice as well too. Just these, I guess those are maybe flares. I think this is a nighttime scene it's supposed to be, and these are just flares up in the sky or something, I'm guessing, possibly. But it looks really cool. Down here on the bottom of the box, there's one of our decal patterns usually there, this little heart eye logo. That looks cool. Part of the Strahl Defense Force, this one is. On the other end of the box, there's the Circle Mosquito logo there. Nothing on the bottom of the box. Like with the Q-Stir, it had some information in English there with the backstory on the bottom. In this case, it's on the side of the box and it's all in Japanese, unfortunately. So you got that there, and just your official logo sticker there. On the other side, some more information just about it. It gives you like the overall crew, no crew, it doesn't have any crew. The chassis, the weight, length, width, like that, of like real world information about the robot, would you call it? I guess, what would you call it? I guess you would call it a, let's see, what does it call it on here on the other side? A Panzer Humanoid Jaeger. Well, okay, well, we'll just call it a robot, I guess. So inside here, it looks like it's gonna be molded in black this time. So we'll go through all the runners here in just a moment, but it looks like everything pretty much for the most part is all molded in black. Then down here, all the goodies, a lot of paper stuff here at the bottom, and also some spring here. No, it's not spring, this is actually a rubber hose, so we'll use that. And one of my favorite parts about Machinen Krieger kits, all those beautiful waterside decals. So you got a lot of numbers there you can choose from, the letters, the K, M, Q type. You got the white 6 over there, and you got some really cool logos down here. Of course, you got the classic frog, mosquito. You got some dachshunds on there, of course, you gotta have that. The jack-o'-lantern skull and crossbones there, very cool. Another skull over here in the yellow one. You got the mushroom, the skull face for the bottom side of the face there. You got some unicorns and everything. So some really cool logos on here, definitely. Then you've got our color card. So that looks like the camo pattern. Let's see, which is the one on the front of the box? Looks like this one, I think, is the one that's on the front. So you got 4 different camo patterns here that it's going over for you. So you can stick to one of these, or you can do something completely original, of course. So these are all laid out looking very cool. This camo pattern and this one kind of similar, but a little bit different there, just kind of grays. And this red one down there with the jack-o'-lantern is pretty wild with the face on it. And then down here, this kind of brown, green, and tan looking kind of color scheme for that one down there. So really cool card here for a color card. We've got this paper here, which is a correct method for applying decals. So it's just showing how to apply the decal, so don't need that. And on this separate printed paper, we have this for corrections. I guess there's some corrections that needed to be made to the manual that were just printed off later on. So just make sure you pay attention to this so that you're not making any mistakes. It tells you, please use this for step 17, step 31, and step 32. So just make sure you're paying attention. But here is our main manual here, the Humanoid Unmanned Interceptor, Grosser Hund Dachshund, with some really cool liner on there as well too. So I talk about this with Gunpla a lot, but with Machinen Krieger you could do the same thing. Just scan this into your computer and just use this in Photoshop to test out some color schemes or something on it. It could be very useful. That line art there for that. Deck here on the back, well, it's just the end of the construction, so I guess there's not really too much else to see with this. We do have a color guide down there at the bottom to recommend using red, silver, middle stone, duck egg green, RLM gray violet, RLM black gray. I think that's for the color schemes for the one that's on the front of the box. We do have a parts list over here as well, and then an order form if you need to reorder any runners. Doesn't apply for anyone outside of Japan. And then it's just on into the construction. So the instructions, I will say, do actually look much more thorough, much better for this than with the Kuster. For example, the instructions were very vague, let's say. These look actually quite detailed, and there's lots of like illustrations here for like where to cut certain parts, and a lot of stuff in English as well too, at least just to like be careful and inside. So the instructions look much better on this compared to a couple other kits that we've taken a look at in the past, especially compared to the Kuster, which is the most recent one that I've been working on. So that's all very good and well. So alright, let's get into the runners here. We'll start off with PC3 for some polycaps here in gray. Runner A1, like most of the runners, is going to be labeled for the Grosser Hund kit, and unlike Bandai, they don't have any year on this, so I'm not sure what the year when this runner was originally made, I should say, but it's not actually quite in black. It's in a sort of dark, really dark gunmetal, actually. It's got a little bit of a metallicness to the plastic, actually, so that's kind of interesting. Here is runner A2 with obviously a couple of big parts there for like the main body parts and some other smaller parts on there. Lots of little detail as usual, of course. Here are runners B and D joined together without any C runner, strangely enough, but there's just sort of some more pieces there. Looks like some pieces there for the feet, probably over here on this one. Runner F is a smaller little runner here, and we've got 2 of these. Runner G, even smaller yet, and this would be the laser cannon arm that I believe we're going to need to use for this version of the kit. And runner K, even smaller, just a couple more little pieces on there. Runner N got some more pieces on here. Looks like a lot of stuff for the legs maybe, and we've got 2 of this N runner. Then we got another combo runner here, Q, and these little bits over here are runner S joined, and once again no R in between, but got lots of these little fine little detail parts, so just make sure you're careful with those, obviously. And the runner T here is for the tube Panzerfaust, I want to say, on the backpack. I could be wrong about what I'm calling that, but I forget what they're called anyway. So we've got 2 of these T runners. Then we also got 2 of the U runner, which are going to be very similar, as you can see, but slightly different. So we've got just some more of those. There'll be 4 for the backpack. Runner V is some of our smaller little detail parts, including some little screw details where you have the ones you can cut them off the runner if you want, or slice them off this flat piece there. You just slice that off there, glue it onto the kit. Also the smoke launchers, it looks like, over there. And we've got 2 of this V runner. Runner W is in just a straight black, and this is obviously our piping parts, and it's in a soft rubber, strangely enough, rather than the usual like metal springs that we have for these parts. So it's kind of odd. I might end up very likely replacing these with just regular springs, but we'll see how these look on the kit anyway. Runner X is a little runner here with our clear parts. And finally, runners Y and Z are our Dachshund parts. So I believe this is what makes the Dachshund apart from the Grosser Hund. Basically different parts for the head and a couple of these other little bits. I'm not exactly sure where those go around on the kit. I think this is maybe just for armor plate around on the front of the chest, I think, or something. But anyway, obviously not a lot different about this variation, if it can be summarized to this one very small runner here, basically. But there you go. So that is it for the unboxing portion of this video, guys. I will be working on this kit live. I'll be doing a couple of live stream builds, just working on this. I won't be live stream building the entire process of building it, but just to give you guys an idea of it, I feel like there's still probably a good amount of you guys out there who are maybe interested in the Machinen Krieger kits, but maybe are just not really too familiar with them yet. So I think it still would be cool to do some building with some of these kits live, I think. So with this one, I'll do a few live builds, so to just make sure you're subscribed, following around on different social media. You hit the bell, I guess, if that's useful, I think, for catching live streams, just to make sure you don't miss the live streams. So those will be coming soon. But for now, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you want to check out this kit or some other Machinen Krieger kits that we have available, you can check the link to USA Gundam Store. That's down in the video description there down below. As always, guys, you can save 10% off everything on the site using my coupon code there as well, ZakuAurelius10. So check out the kit, save yourself a little money, pick it up for yourself. And I think this is going to be a really fun one. On one last note, obviously for my Kuster kit that I'm in the process of finishing off, I'm doing a very stylized version of that, customizing it with other different non-Machinen Krieger parts and everything like that. But for this one, I do want to actually go a different route and go for a cannon build on this. So I'm going to try my hand on that, and that will include some more weathering than what I typically do as well too. And I've got some weathering products here that I need to try out, so it'll be a good opportunity to just try those out on this Dachshund here. I thought, why not just go ahead and give it a try. So for this build later on, once we got it all built up and we get into actually painting and everything, I will be doing a Canon build of this, including some weathering and all that, so it'll be a fun time, so just make sure you stay tuned for that in the near future. Alright guys, that's it for today. I'll see y'all later. Have a great one. Bye guys.